Do I have a motion to accept the minutes from the last meeting? And a second? All in favor? Thank you. We have two new items. For the record, all members are here with the exception of Ms. Baylor. Oh, sure. Please come over and be with us. So.
I had to climb the steps. So I'm really ashamed.
All right, we have two items before us. The first is an ordinance authorizing the purchasing agent or her designee to enter into a contract or contracts for the renewal of business automobile liability insurance, primary and excess liability coverage for all City of Akron vehicles, and physical damage insurance coverage, including fire division vehicles and EMS units, for a period of March 20th, 2020 to March 20th, 2023, and declaring an emergency. Mr. Fricker.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So this is a 3-year renewal of two different policies related to city vehicles. One is liability coverage on all of our vehicles should they cause damage to private property. They would be covered under this policy. And then there's a separate policy for physical damage to our fire trucks, which has a $25,000 deductible. So this is a 3-year renewal. Those are out for RFP right now.
All right, it says 837 vehicles.
That's approximately, it goes up and down annually,
Sure,
but that's
sure,
the current count.
How'd the rate come in compared to the last 3 years?
So what's still under RFP, so last year, between both of these policies was about $623,000.
Very good. All right. Questions or comments from the committee members? Ms. Mobian?
So once we deal with an insurance company, do we go back to the same, or do we put out an RFP?
We typically do 3-year renewals, so we'll have this policy in place for 3 years, and then we'll do another RFP 3 years from now.
So do we end up with the same insurance company we had before?
It's possible, but
Did we this time?
No, it's still under RFP right now, so we have not selected anyone yet. This is just authorizing us to enter into the agreement when we get the RFPs back.
Okay. So what I'm asking you, this is a new 3-year agreement that we're entering into?
Correct.
So the one that we had before was?
The one that we currently have is with Wickert Insurance.
So it's a different insurance company?
Yeah.
I see. So the price was comparable, or was it?
We expect the price to be comparable, yes.
So this is $700,000?
Approximately, yeah, between the two different policies.
Okay. So when we enter into this, do we pay $2.1 million up front, or do we just pay the annual $700,000 a year?
We pay an annual amount, yes.
Okay. And we've been, how are we doing with this? Do we?
Well, I asked our consultant if we had any recent claims. They couldn't think of, any that were, we have had claims over the years, but none in the past couple years is my understanding.
Okay. Because they're all, the deductibles are?
Correct, yeah.
Pretty high?
There probably have been some incidents of minor damage, but, we're below the deductible threshold for the property damage.
So we get into minor damage, we do what a personal individual would do, is just pay for it instead of going to the insurance company?
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Malley?
I know in some cases we self-insure. Have we thought about self-insuring, or are we pretty comfortable with this policy?
We're pretty comfortable. So the consultants recommend the items that we self-insure versus actually, carry policies on. So this is subject to, this is part of their recommendation that we have these policies in place.
Any other questions from any committee members or any other council members in the chambers? This is still out for RFP. I'm assuming consent would be okay?
Consent is fine, yes.
Okay. Motion for consent? Motion is second. All in favor? Opposed? All right, very good. We'll see that that's items placed on the consent agenda. Our second item is an ordinance authorizing the purchasing agent or her designee to enter into a contract or contracts for the renewal of property insurance for large mobile equipment costing over $50,000 for a period of March 1st, 2020 to March 1st, 2023, and declaring an emergency.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is also a 3-year renewal. This is for our large equipment that is not really vehicles, but more of vehicles that are not licensed to travel on roads, so like bulldozers, backhoes, that type of thing. So this is for what we consider contractor equipment that the city has, and this is just for physical damage to that equipment. It's not liability coverage, and also on this policy there is a $25,000 deductible.
This is not liability. This
Correct.
is strictly for
This
damage
is
to
property.
the...
This is physical damage, yes.
Okay. Questions or comments? Yes.
Mr. Fricker, with this policy that's going to expire, is it also with Wickert?
This one is actually with Travelers.
Travels? Is there any advantage, or have we taken advantage of any, combining the two contracts? What I'm trying to say is, would the insurance company give us a break if we had them both with them?
That is something that our insurance consultants, which is Crane Langer, they determine which policies, they bid and how they bid them out. So they're doing it in the most efficient way. So I think they've determined that for this particular policy, it makes sense to do it on its own.
Okay. I was just getting at personally with a home and auto, and
Right.
you get a break. Okay, thank you.
Questions or comments? All right. Consent as well?
Yes.
I have a motion for consent and a second. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Opposed, like sign. All right, we'll see that this item is placed on the consent agenda. We have other items coming before us. We will adjourn at 3:07. Thank you.